2013. In Bitcoin, what I saw was the promise to reimagine the financial services industry and to solve some of these fundamental problems that I had been exposed to. And this is predominantly because of the fact that Bitcoin is the world's first natively digital asset. And I have been studying the trends of digitization from the godfather of digitization, Peter Diamandis, who's the founder of XPRIZE and Singularity University. What Peter argues is that when you digitize something, i.e. you rip it out of the physical world and turn it into ones and zeros, it scales exponentially and is really only limited by Moore's law. And exponential scale really is just doubling over time. And what we can do is look to some historical examples, particularly in photographs. With digital photography, what we saw was that in the early days when Kodak was looking at photography, they were developing cameras that were only 0.01 megapixel. And then they improved to 0.02, 0.04. This is what Peter would call the deceptive exponential growth, where it's growing, it's doubling, however, it doesn't appear to be a threat to the existing industry. It doesn't appear to be useful to consumers or to solve any actual problems. It's not until it gets to that point when it's at 4, 8, 16, 32 megapixels that it starts to be disruptive. Furthermore, the photos themselves not only dematerialize, but the really interesting thing is the camera itself becomes digital. The camera itself becomes an application on your phone. Now, what we saw after Bitcoin was inspired an army of entrepreneurs and engineers to digitize additional assets. And what we see is something that looks like this. This is the digitization of the world's assets. Now, we all probably know there's been a little pullback in the last couple of days. However, at Wanchain, our vision and what we believe firmly to be true is that this graph will continue dramatically up and to the right. That soon we will not have $600 billion market cap, we'll have $2 trillion market cap. 4, 12, 20. And this is a result of the fundamental principle of digitization, that the atomic unit in this system is a digital asset, and all the things that we built on top of it can scale, because they're not tied to the physical world. And so the problem with a lot of the existing services like Ripple or blockchain technology or fintech in general is that they are simply a layer on top of the existing financial services industry. It's very hard to think exponentially. Our brains are wired to be local and linear. And so these technologies in fintech and otherwise are useful. Sure, we can cut costs down by half and reduce transaction fees by half, but it's not going to have that kind of exponential, dramatic, transformative change on our world that the digital economy will. So Wanchain seeks to provide financial services for the digital economy, and we create a platform to do that using 3 pillars. The first pillar is privacy. If you're conducting a transaction on NASDAQ, it's just not sufficient that the world can see that transaction, or the world will know how much money you have. So we see privacy, and so we incorporate Monero-style ring signatures into our platform. Cross-chain technology. This is really where our unique contribution comes in. Currently, today's blockchains look much more like the intranet without the global internet that connected everyone. So we have some really interesting technology there. And then we also build on, we stand on the shoulders of giants with Ethereum and take advantage of their code base and all their smart contract functionality and Turing completeness. And with that, I'll hand it over to Jack Liu, the founder and CEO, who can tell you more about how we're going to execute on this vision. Thank you.
Thanks, Dustin. Hi, everyone. I'm Jack Liu. I'm just here to tell you more about Wanchain, the technology behind it. And we look at it, all the technology want to achieve our goals and solve the problem Dustin described. And we look at it, I think the first 3 most important components. And we said, well, we need smart contracts. And we need privacy. And also we need cross-chain technology. So the technology we picked is first, we wanted based on the Ethereum code base. So we utilize whatever the development tools available, rely on a large community, and continue to grow. And also, we make the smart contract compatible with whatever is on Ethereum. At the same time, we can port the smart contracts from Ethereum to Wanchain and make it privacy token. And that's why we introduced privacy. And we look at many different technologies, spend more than half a year. And finally decided the Monero style, ring signatures, one-time account is best suited for us right now. Of course, in the future, we'll bring in more privacy-related technology into Wanchain. But right now, it works great and fit our needs. And also, we became very innovative. We created something called a stamp system. The postage, more like a postage, you have to buy it, put it on the envelope, and send out a transaction out. Nobody can track your transaction. That's how we add privacy to it. So, the most important piece over here is, of course, cross-chain technology. I know that this is the most challenging problem we're facing in the industry. And people have been trying to solve this problem for many, many years. And we proposed a solution. I'm sure the community loved it. We use secure multi-computation and also threshold key sharing technology to solve the problem that we can connect with any blockchain as long as they're using public and private key scheme. So with this technology, basically, the Wanchain is holding some of the assets based on controlling the custodian accounts from the other chains. And we don't have to modify other chains when we do integration with them. So look at this picture. This allows combining all these three technologies. We can connect in all the world's digital assets. We can review the finance. So on the top is really the public chains. And we put Wanchain in the middle. We can connect with any public chains, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other public chain. And we can connect with private and consortium chains. There are all the transactions, they can move their assets into Wanchain, and we can add privacy to it. And we are entering a new era. All the new digital tokens coming out. And this is a new economy. And we want to build a new finance. And back when I was in the e-commerce world for more than 20 years, back then, people were debating, whether you want to become an internet company or brick-and-mortar companies. I think today we're entering the same situation. Whether you want to become a blockchain company or traditional legacy financial institution, I believe in the next few years, the digitalization trend, like what Dustin described, is going to be pick up and faster. It will be a lot faster than the e-commerce revolution because everything has already digitalized. The revolution will be very, very fast. So how can we use Wanchain to rebuild the finance? For people to easy to understand, we think that Wanchain, we put Wanchain in the middle and all the chains around it. And the chains around it can include fiat currency as well, as long as they are tokenized on blockchain. So we can think of Wanchain as a decentralized bank or institution. You deposit your digital gold or silver into this decentralized network and put your assets into certain accounts. Instead of trusting a centralized party now, you're trusting the decentralized network, blockchain. So what can we use it for? First, decentralized exchange. With all kinds of assets, we have to do the transactions. And all know the problem with centralized exchanges. So now, with Wanchain, as long as we're connected, all the tokens can be moved on top of Wanchain and the exchange of it. Second one will be asset management. Today, as long as you invest in digital coins, if you use Wanchain, because it connected multiple chains, and we can build a tool on top of it, allow investors or average users to manage their digital assets on one platform. Of course, digital issuance, digital token issuance, private tokens, security tokens, utility tokens, or commodity tokens, you can issue on Wanchain. The beauty of it is you can accept any coins as long as Wanchain is connected to those digital coins, including fiat currency. And also payments and settlements. For any store, e-commerce store, you can accept any tokens and use this one platform to settle. Of course, you have digital currency, you want to have loans. So there are many of the loan applications out there. We can all port over to Wanchain. So we have a large team around the world, very global, and we have team in Austin, Texas, Beijing, and now becoming more and more global with a large team around the world now. We've come a long way since 2016. Did the research, did the POC, did a token sale, and we come to the stage that we about 1.0 and 2.0 with integration with Ethereum and the Bitcoin and any private or consortium chain. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a very important announcement, and I want to bring the team of Wanchain up to stage as well. Come on. All right, Wanchain. All right, now Dustin will have even more important announcement.
Party tonight. So yeah, we'd love you all to join us. We'll be celebrating the mainnet launch, and thank you for your time. And yeah, we're very excited about the rebuilding finance and the future ahead.
All right, guys, give it up for Wanchain.